Yo, what's going on guys, it's Sam here and welcome back to a new video on the channel. Now, in the past few months, I recently found out that Sam Kolder was releasing a masterclass. It's featuring a lifetime access of self-made tutorials from the guy himself. For those of you that don't know who Sam Kolder is, essentially he's a travel filmmaker and he's probably the closest to where I want to be in the next 10 years. That's in terms of obviously life, career, what he does for a living, and the people he surrounds himself with, the things he does. I mean, his life is just insane. I recommend you check out his content if you've not already seen anything from him. Sam did say that he was going to be doing some big competitions and contests throughout the whole masterclass and in the up and coming years, months, weeks, and essentially today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about my first entry to the first contest that went down. The first contest involved all students to create a 30-second video from the provided content from Sam's recent Indonesia trip. Without saying too much more, here's my first attempt. Pretty average, I know. That's probably what you're thinking. If not and you did like the video, obviously I really appreciate that. I mean, it was just, things were a little bit tacky for me. The one transition that I tried to do with the guy swimming and then it, pans down into the, I think it's the sea turtle. I mean, it's a good idea and I was trying to show my creativity because that sort of colour change was something that was taught in the masterclass and I wanted him to know that I'd watch them videos. But I mean, the overall transition definitely could have been done a lot smoother. And then all the transitions after with like the Luma fades, they didn't look like they were meant to be there. It looked like I was trying to show that I can make transitions, and that was not the point of the video. Obviously, having only 30 seconds doesn't help, and every second is important to tell your story. But there were many other great, submissions that fit in the 20 seconds, and it was so creative. And just before I did it, I did have the idea of doing like a voiceover where I can create my whole storyline for all the footage that was provided, and then I didn't do that and I thought no, it's fine because I don't know, it might be a bit cringe or whatever. And then there was a guy that actually did that and he finished in the top 7, so maybe if I'd have put some more thought into it and done that, I could have actually, not necessarily, it's not about winning prizes, it's about being noticed and obviously improving my skill set. So after I submitted the first submission and then obviously didn't win, I realised that although I didn't put too much time into it, I definitely should have and could have. You had a week to make the videos, and for 30 seconds that's quite a while. You can spend realistically a long time on a one transition or a short period of the film. So I saw everybody else's submissions, and even some of the people that weren't, I feel like I could have created content to that standard. So that kind of just sparked me to redo it essentially. Obviously after, I couldn't resubmit it and I couldn't win the competition after it had already been done, but I decided to have another go and create another video and share it on the Facebook page to see what people thought. Funnily enough, the second video, I think it took me shorter to edit that video than it did for the first one. I think it was like under a day in total that I did it. And this one, there's not as many transitions going about. I sort of tried to focus on sound design more than anything and focus on telling a story using the footage. Still got a lot of work to be done and I'm definitely looking forward to improving. And by the way, if anybody's wondering, I'm not sure if you are, but the masterclass is brilliant and was worth every penny. And with the constant things that are going to be added to the masterclass, it looks like it's going to be an exciting few years. And I think the biggest thing that I took out of this whole masterclass and the whole course is just the community that it provides. There's a Discord, there's a Facebook group that's all private and enclosed to the people that have purchased the course. But that just shows that narrows, that sort of sifts through all the people that thought they wanted to do filmmaking, they didn't. You make these group chats and people are just trying to self-promo, whereas all these guys, there's like, Sam has millions of followers, but there's only like, just over 1,000 or, just under 2,000 people in this whole course, in this whole community. So there's already like big plans going ahead for like traveling next year and stuff like that, if possible, obviously due to COVID. So let me know what you guys thought of that second draft and what you thought of the first one as well, and let me know where there's room for improvement if you find any mistakes or anything I could have done better. I know definitely for the second one, when I did like a little speed ramp from I can't remember what it's the end of. I think it's like the end of the guy's walking, and then it starts off with the guy holding a drone. I think that's a little bit, you know, it's not very smooth, but I kind of rushed that towards the end and just, you know, I probably should have put more thought and effort into that section of the video. It's little things like that. If you put the time and effort into that side of things, then your video, you know, it's the small things that count. For example, again, sound design was a big factor of the second film. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all well and you enjoyed my latest video. If you've not already seen that, the short film 2020, I'll link it in the description. It's definitely worth going to watch it. I'm quite proud of that video. Again, there's always room for improvement. That reflects on my perfectionist video, which is the film that I did before the recent one, the 2020 film. In that one, obviously, I mentioned how I start so many projects and don't finish them, and that's kind of a reoccurring theme. Although I finished this latest project and still think it's the best video or project I've done, there's definitely room for improvement. For example, the mask transition wasn't the greatest, and you know, there's little things that you guys probably wouldn't pick up on, but I'll pick up on because, like I said, I'm a perfectionist. And I mean, if you don't do photography and video throughout your whole life and you don't do it every day, you won't pick up on these small little things, but obviously as a creator, they're massive to me. Other than that, guys, all this video really is just to show you that sometimes you just need a little bit more motivation or inspiration, and that came by looking at all the submissions in the course, in my case, and maybe even just more than one attempt. It's definitely worth going at it again. The creative industry is definitely a lot of trial and error, so if you can get that down to a T and just keep trying, you know, I think you can succeed at whatever it is you try and do, not even just as a creator. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.